We got the whole hub assembly from the auto wrecker. Now I'm going to show you how we take that off. With the tire on, you take the middle out of it, and then you put a 32mm socket on it, and you undo the bolt, and just lower your vehicle down so the tire sits on the ground. Then you'll be able to take the nut off without the tire spinning. And when we're at the auto wrecker, the pins for the I think they're called anti-squeak pins were missing, so we'll grab some. I think that's just for rattling, to stop the rattling. And then you want to put the caliper on something. You just don't want to dangle it on the hose. 18mm for the mounting brackets for the caliper. What's you taking on there? See the mounting brackets? Now next thing we're going to undo the strut mounts, the 2 bolts there on the strut. And it's got a cotter pin. Where the hell? See, we have to pull the cotter pin out of the tie rod end. He's just got his eyeballs in there working the cotter pin out right now. It's a little rusted. Well, of course it's a little rusted. The strut bolts are out now. Lower ball joint nut right there, and then you got to hold the other side. What size is that one?
15, I think.
15?
Yeah.
15mm on this side. Is the other side moving?
It will be.
Okay, gotta hold the other side with the wrench. Okay, when you're pushing that bolt out, make sure you use a punch. Don't just hammer the threads there. Okay. You don't want to and if you can't get it, you have to turn the nut on the opposite side outwards. That's what you'll have to do, turn it with the socket. Okay, next we're going to do the ABS sensor, which is that black wire there. And be very careful when you're doing that.
8 mil.
Is it 8mm?
Yep.
Okay. 8mm on the ABS sensor. And be very gentle with that nut, because it's a small nut and it may crack. So just be aware of that. Can you feel it on the backside? Oh, hang on, maybe we should give it a spray of oil on the backside. It's off now. Still good, no cracked.
No.
Got your chisel. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put the chisel right in there to open it up a bit before we use the pickle fork. Okay, we got the chisel in there. No, just put the pickle fork in and hammer the pickle fork. Released a little bit. It's off now. Okay, now you got a ball peen hammer. You put a ball peen hammer to the nut and use another hammer besides that. You got that nut off?
No.
Oh, you take the nut off now. We loosened it.
Yep. It's ready to go.
Okay. Okay, that's what it is. Is there another washer behind that?
No.
Okay. Now you don't want to bugger up those threads.
Nope.
Ball peen hammer and another hammer. Did it move any?
Felt like it did.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's moving.
Yeah, I can see it poking out of the back end. Now hold your CV joint in place and pull the knuckle out. Always problem with the lights. There it is.
There it is. At the back.
Oh, the ring came off.
Yeah.
So that means that there was a little bit of pressure there, eh? Or
Might.
something with the ring come off.
Yeah, it doesn't even look... It looks squished. Oval-like almost.
Locking ring. How is it turning?
Oh, garbage. Listen to that. Tons of resistance.
I can just actually, I can see it on camera the way you're turning it.
Here is our new one.
Well, new old.
Exactly.
Oh, you're trying to line it up to the lower ball joint?
Yeah.
Okay. You might have to put the chisel in that spot to open it up a bit.
Okay.
What you can do is just hammer it right there, and it'll push it in a little bit, and you'll see the end of the threads and the bolt. Or you could put the bolt on, I guess. Is it poking through?
It's flush with the...
Okay, now we gotta see if the bolt goes through the hole. Because if the bolt does not go through the hole, it's not aligned to your bottom ball joint. Because there's a little spline in the ball joint itself that the bolt runs through it. And sometimes you gotta wiggle it up or down to get that bolt through it. Going through?
Yep, it's on the other end.
Just lining up the struts to put the bolts through it now. I went in to grab a coffee and put that little ABS sensor back in. Quick. Now he's going to tighten the lower ball joint nuts and the strut nuts to the specified torque. We're on a roll, we're putting the tie rod back on. And you save the cotter pin?
I did.
Okay. When you're doing the bolt, you have to line it up so you can have it tight and have the cotter pin go through the bolt. We're just tightening up the back brackets. We got to push the piston in.
Yeah.
So we have more clearance. That's what we got to do.
Can I take this off?
Yeah. No, yeah, take it off. And we need a C-clamp to push the piston in. We got to open up the brake fluid here.
Hold on.
A little bit. Open it up. Just push it in a little bit. Okay, that should be enough. I can hear it gurgling here. Now put the cap back on. There, now it'll have enough clearance now. And then you want to grease the pins too. Oh yeah. Okay, he's mounting the caliper, lining up the pins. We got one more bolt to tighten, which is the big 32mm socket bolt. Now we'll have to tighten it up as much as we can here, and then we'll have to put the tire on the vehicle and lower it down, and then retighten it. We're just going to lower it down so the tire can just grip the bottom, but not all the way to the vehicle. Okay, the tightening of the 32mm nut. the beginning of it. Something tells me that little drill won't go to 200 pounds.
Probably not.
Probably not.
We'll see if
The Milwaukee drill, 200, no, I doubt it.
see if even this thing goes to 220. Probably not.
Okay, camera's rolling. 150. That was 150?
Yep.
Can you use the same torque wrench to get to the 200?
No.
Why? Because what will happen? It'll just keep snapping?
It'll just keep clicking like that, yeah.
So you need something else to get to the 200 now.
Yeah, breaker bar.
Yes.
And give it like a good
70
yeah.
extra.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we'll put the cap on the tire. And also, before you move the vehicle, you got to pump up the brakes, because remember we pushed the caliper in with the clamp. That's even before you roll it out of the garage. Well, how is it?
She's tight. Good enough.
And the cap. Yeah, I think that's done. Take it off the jack, and then we're going to take it out for a spin. Do you hear any humming? It started to hum before at about 30K.
Yeah. No, it's a lot quieter right now. That's magic.
Magic? $40 magic fix. And some time.
Yeah.
Well, at least we didn't have to press out the bearings, which you need to press. And, you get the whole hub, and if you get a good one at the auto record, yeah. Oh, look at those nice Christmas lights right here. We're down in a creek or a playground? Is that what it is?
Yeah, it runs down to a little pond right there, and there's a playground right there. Let's get this up in speed a little bit.
Yeah, we're at 50.
60 now.
Yeah. I think I'm going to end the video.
I think we're good, yeah.
Oh,
Not bad. And it's not pulling anymore.
no. So the pulling was part to do with the wheel hub too.
Yeah.